Good morning and welcome. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's the second day of December 2021, the second day of Vlogmas 2021, and the second day of the Yogcast Jingle Jam 2021. So if you're feeling generous this holiday and want to donate to a worthy cause, you could check out the many charities that are being supported by the Yogcast Jingle Jam, or you could go directly to my charity of choice, the Team Primetime Sports Camp charity here in Los Angeles, California, and support them. And speaking of support, see how I do those segues into the topic? That's because I have that useless degree in broadcasting. Um, Wizards of the Coast is once again looking for your support and input on the future of the product that we call Dungeons and Dragons. As the 2024, whatever it's going to be, comes closer and closer with each passing moment, Wizards of the Coast is ramping up all these surveys. It was previously we saw one every now and then it was like once every quarter. Then it was like once after every new product. Now it seems like it's every couple new days they pop out a new survey to go, what do we think of the status of 5th edition as of 12/2/2021? And how can we, the paying public, create the environment of whatever is going to be next for Wizards of the Coast and the product that we refer to as Dungeons and Dragons, even though most people now realize that whatever it is, it's not Dungeons and Dragons other than in name, but that's a topic for a completely separate vlog, which usually gets me in trouble whenever I bring it up, but far be it for me to avoid that. Anyway, so they have a new survey up about spells. And I guess what we think of spells. Now, the problem with these surveys is that people who don't even play the game or have very little experience with the game can comment on it. And that seems to be the big notice area board of contention is, are people who really have no actual on-hand concept of what Dungeons and Dragons is commenting on the product and shaping what Wizards of the Coast thinks it wants its audience to see. And that, again, is, of course, the big issue. What Wizards of the Coast thinks its audience wants to see. And that is based upon this input. And the question is, how much of this input is Wizards of the Coast getting actually from people who play D&D as opposed to people who just watched Critical Role and then have an opinion, as opposed to people who just, have access to Twitter and surveys and just comment and say things like, well, Drow Elves are racist and Half-Orcs are racist and your game is homophobic because, this guy said something 50 years ago when, it's like 9 out of 10 of these people who are commenting on Twitch and shaping the environment of the game and making all this toxicity don't actually play the game. They either just watch YouTube videos of Critical Role, or they read articles, or they just comment for the hell of comment, or they're just these little assholes who sit on top of that little pyramid going, my way is the best way to play. I'm an elite 1%er. I'm going to talk on and on and on about how my way is the best way to play D&D, even though I'm never actually going to show you or give any actual examples. I'm just going to say that. So with all this gobbledygook in the atmosphere, Wizards of the Coast puts out these surveys. These surveys are filled out, and the Wizards of the Coast go, okay, well, based upon this survey, this is what we think our people want. But as we've seen in the past, this year alone, that is not entirely true. They did a survey. The survey said, we want alignment to be gone. Alignment went away. People were like, where's alignment? Sales for every product that had the new alignment rules plummeted. Alignment came back. They did a survey. They said this stuff about, oh, nothing's canon anymore before 5th edition. They got horribly roasted on every side. And then they came back and said, oh, well, okay, that's not what we meant. I know we said this is what it was, but yeah, it turns out we were wrong. Survey. So now they're doing a new survey, and the survey is about spells. How do we feel about spells? Now, I looked at the survey already, and I was like, okay, what's it going to be? Probably not going to be that hard. What was the first edition of D&D that I ever played? Original. But remember, if you're interested in seeing access spells, if you're part of it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so do I want to comment on spells? And I figured, oh, this is going to just be like, a couple questions. Nope. This is every spell alphabetically and how I feel about them as they're presented in the player's handbook. Am I very dissatisfied with Acid Splash? Dissatisfied with Acid Splash? Slightly dissatisfied with Acid Splash? Slightly satisfied? Satisfied or very satisfied with Acid Splash? Well, we all know most people are dissatisfied with Acid Splash. You fucked over Aid. You made Alarm way too powerful. Alter Self is pointless. Animal Friendship really doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Animal Messenger is pointless. Animal Shapes is broken. Animate Dead, I'm satisfied with it. Animate Objects, again, you broke that one. Anti-Life Shell, who the fuck cares if you're killing plants? And then it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on, for alphabetically A through Z for every spell. Now, the problem, of course, with this is lazy assholes like myself who are just going to go blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, this is how I passed the SAT, for those of you who are old enough to remember SATs before the SAT went away. This is how I passed most tests in high school. A, B, B, A, C, D, A, B, A, right? I mean, that's how you pass button tests. So that means that who was ever taking this test, this survey of how we feel about spells, the problem is, who of us is going to go through this entire list and go, oh, delayed blast? How do I feel about delayed blast fireball? Am I satisfied? Does it do what I want it to do? Does it really feel like what it is supposed to be, which is a landmine? Yeah, it does what it's supposed to. But what about demi-plane? Do I want the ability to have my characters create their own demi-planes when they reach that level and become... No, that's sort of a dumb spell. What, Destructive Wave? That's very anime sounding. Completely dissatisfied with how you screwed over Detect Evil and Good. I guess I'm satisfied with Destructive Wave. Detect Magic does exactly what it's supposed to do. Detect Poison and Disease, a pointless spell, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Detect Thoughts does not do this. D-Door, great spell. Disguise Self, yeah, great spell. And Disintegrate, no, because Disintegrate's silly. So, I could do that, and we could believe, and Wizards of the Coast that could believe that everybody out there is doing that, but let's face it, 99% of the people who are doing this quiz are just gonna do this. Boom, 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 boom. I'm doing a quiz. So it's pointless. And how is this gonna affect 5th edition 5.5 in 2026, if at all? Who knows? They're going to look at the survey results and they're going to go, okay, this is what people want. And then they're going to affect it, probably either doing it in another book or in a Unearthed Arcana. And then if it's anything like all the previous surveys we've seen this year, it's going to turn out that the people who commented on the survey are doing pretty much the same thing I'm doing and actually have no insight into the game. And then your survey is going to be completely wrong, and then you're going to put out your product, and it's going to receive nothing but negative comments from all sides, including myself, and then you're going to go, oh, well, we made a mistake, and we're going to put out a survey surveying our previous mistake, and then our next product is going to be influenced by the survey. So whatever, bottom line, whatever 2024 5th edition D&D is going to be, or 5.5 or 6th edition, it's gonna either be the most streamlined, point-on accurate, this is exactly what people want, because we saw all the mistakes we made, and we fixed them version of Dungeons & Dragons, and then everybody's gonna be like, oh, you finally got it right, Wizards of the Coast, and we forgive you for 4th and 5th, because, yeah, But more likely than not, it's going to be a huge gobbledygook mess based upon surveys of what they think people want, of trying to combine the D20 engine with the mentality of storytelling games like Fate, with the influence of the internet, with this survey shit, and it's just going to be a mess. And with the exception of like 3 people, everybody's just going to go, yeah, I don't know what this is, but it ain't D&D. It's just sort of this gobbledygook D20 storytelling, trying to be Fate mess that makes literally no sense. I'm going back to the OSR. And then you'll just have that one guy going, no, no, Dungeons & Dragons 5.5 is the best D&D, and this is what Gygax wanted, and I'm the elite player of 1%, and this is what the way to play. And everybody else is going to go, no, no, it's utterly a mistake. And even the Critical Role fans are going to go, yeah, I don't know what you're doing anymore, because I think it's bottom line, we know that Critical Role's going to make their own role-playing game to compete with D&D 5.5 in 2024. And all the Critical Role player fans are just going to flock to whatever it is they produce, leaving Wizards of the Coast like a fish, just floundering on the sand, going, oh God, we totally ruined 50 years of history because we were stupid. And Hasbro's going to go, yeah, that's why we're having all our future role-playing games made by other companies like Essence D20, because we kind of knew you were messing up Wizards of the Coast. Bye, push, splash. But I could be wrong. Facts seem to say I'm not, but I could be wrong. What do you think? Are you actually going to take this survey if I post the link, which of course I am? Do you think taking this survey is going to have any effect on the future of the game whatsoever? Do you think the survey is going to be accurate, or do you think the survey is just going to be a bunch of idiots like going like this? Boop, doop, doop. Look at me, I'm making a survey. What do you think? Let me know. Comment down below. Happy Vlogmas. If you're feeling generous, consider supporting any of the charities that are out there that I'm supporting, like Team Primetime here in Los Angeles, California. Or you can be more direct and just donate directly to me through one of the various ways you can support me. But greatly, the #1 way you can support me going to the holidays is subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, and help me reach that mysterious 1,000 sub goal. Till next time, I am the OGGM, your guide through all the Grinchy holiday madness as this year comes to an end. Stay safe, stay warm, stay lubricated, stay hydrated, and stay the fuck off my land.